Hello everyone, I am Sakshi Grover and I am the SC lead for Usha Mittal Institute of Technology. Can someone let me know, am I audible?
Yes, Sakshi.
Great. So, yeah, after a successful 30 days of cloud, which I'm sure everyone has enjoyed learning new things, we are back with Android Study Jams. We will be giving a brief introduction about how the study jams will be proceeding and what we will be learning over the next 2 months. I'm proud to announce that Ranjini will be the facilitator for the study jams, and I hope you all have a very good experience. Before proceeding over, I would like to make a small announcement. We have developed our website. You can visit it by using the link, or you can just scan the code. This is developed entirely by the DSUMIT team. We would love to have your reviews about it, and we would also like to tell you that we have an exclusive blog section in our website, and we are happy to accept blogs from all the participants on various topics like technology, finance, general awareness, and a lot more. You can send us your blog at this mail ID, and we will feature it on our website. The credits will be given accordingly. Also, when you're sending the blogs, kindly give references to any source of image or any reference you have used so that we don't have any copyright issues. From here, Ranjani will be taking over and she'll be briefing you about the Android study jams. Over to you, Ranjani.
Oh, yes, Sakshi, thanks. Just share my screen. Is it visible?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, great. So we are excited to announce that the Android Study Jams is here, and it's actually a very exciting thing to start upon because it's one of the hottest skills that we can learn from. Now, before we dive into the pathways and the tracks, what exactly are we going to be doing in a study jam? This whole peer-to-peer learning concept and the study jam is kept so that we all can learn from each other, and together we can explore different possibilities when it comes to technology, when it comes to Android. And Developer Student Club have also put in a lot of material that will help us throughout the course, which I will be showing you shortly. So in this Android Study Jam, we will be using a language called Kotlin. There are many other ways you can do it, but in this study jam, we will be focusing on how Kotlin can be used in order to make an Android app. So a lot of explanation about what is Kotlin, the syntaxes and all will be given in the pathways and the tracks that we will be learning. But a short introduction to what Kotlin exactly is. It's basically a general purpose open source language that is initially designed for the Java virtual machine. And it is also used in making Android apps, and it combines object-oriented and functional programming features. Kotlin and Java JVM are interoperable and they work together. Few features that Kotlin has that makes it one of the trusted and best programming language when it comes to Android development are, firstly, it's expressive and concise. We all know that when we write a code or um, when we are making an app, there's going to be a lot of coding, and there are possibilities that there will be errors that come. So it will be difficult if we don't know what exactly is going on. So Kotlin is a programming language that keeps the code concise and it's easy to learn. Secondly, it's also one of the safer codes that we can use, because according to a research that I read somewhere, apparently 20%, apps that use Kotlin are 20% less likely to crash as compared to others. And as I said earlier, it is interoperable. Kotlin is 100% interoperable with Java programming language. And lastly, it also has structured concurrency. That is, it makes common tasks like database updates and networking, etc., simpler. So now let's dive into the program curriculum. Basically, for this whole programming track that you will be using, the main requirements that are needed are you to have Android Studio and an Android device or a USB cable. Android device is not necessary, but if you don't have it, that's also fine, because in the Android Studio there is something known as an emulator that creates a virtual device for you, so you can actually see your code in action even if you don't have an Android device. Now there are two tracks. One is new to programming track and second one is prior programming experience track. Everybody is free to do any one of them or both of them. In the new to programming track, right now all the pathways are not updated. So there are 6 pathways and more pathways are going to come there. In prior to programming track, there are all the pathways are there, and you are free to choose between any of these two. If you want to do both, then that's also great. In new to programming track, we will be learning about the basics of Kotlin language, the syntaxes, what exactly it means, like the function and the how to print a statement, how to print hello world. So in new to programming track basically focuses on that. These are the pathways in the track. So in new to programming track, they will start off with introduction to Kotlin, where they've given a lot of material that explains about what Kotlin is, what are the basic syntaxes we should be knowing before we dive into making an app. So there are videos and there are also proper summarized notes that are present that will help you in learning what Kotlin is. Everybody's with me, or am I going too fast? Any doubt till now, you can write it in the chat section or let me know. So the first pathway is introduction to Kotlin, and it basically talks about the basics of Kotlin. Second one is we create our first app using Kotlin. So this is like every time we learn a new programming language, we have the hello world that we print. This time we will be doing that using Android Studio, and it will actually look like that in an app. This third track concentrates on the layouts and the UI design, or how we can structure the app depending upon what it does. The fourth one will teach us how to put a button on an app. And as and when we finish each of these tracks, there are badges that we earn, which will directly be going to your Google Developers profile, which I will show you how it looks. The fifth pathway in the track is how to get user input. And the sixth one is to make a scrollable list. Like if it is an app that talks about pictures or stuff like that, then there will be, you will be actually writing code that makes it easy for you to scroll through pages. There are more pathways that are going to be added in this track. Right now, there are only 6. This is the next one is the prior programming experience track. In this also they start off with basics of Kotlin. It's not like you have to know Kotlin to do this. That's not necessary. There will be one of the tracks that is completely dedicated to the basics of Kotlin, which is the first track known as pre-work. So there they will be teaching you through exercises and There is also a virtual code lab wherein you can actually run the code. You don't have to necessarily use Android Studio for practicing simple syntaxes that are being taught. So Kotlin Cones teaches you basic exercises to get you started. In prior to programming, the first track is to build a Hello World app. Next, to build more of an interactive app, that is adding buttons and taking user input, so it makes the app more interactive. Then the third one is layouts, that is different apps look different in depending upon their functionality. So we can also create different layouts depending on what kind of an app we are making. And every time you finish a pathway, there are badges that you earn, which will be going to your developer's profile. The fourth track in prior programming is navigation, uh, which will teach you how to put the navigation feature in an app. Then we will also be learning about activities, then the architecture components, then the databases. So if supposing we are taking user input, there is a database that runs in the background as the backend. So we will be learning how that is connected, how exactly it works. The eighth one is to connect to the internet. If at all we're making an app that uses location tracking or Google Maps, then how does that work? Then we will also be learning about the user interface design, which is how the app looks and where is the button and how it is going to appeal to the user. So this is the prior programming experience track. The whole program timeline is between 25th November to 25th January 2021. And everybody is recommended to finish the whole pathway, uh, either both of the tracks or even any one within this time limit. Even if it extends, there's not going to be a problem, but it's recommended that you finish during this time. Now, I'd like to show you how the profile looks. Is it visible?
Sanjay, it's visible.
So this is, so when we will be sharing the link to that. So this, when you click on that link, this is where it takes you, Android Study Jams. And there are two tracks, as I mentioned, new to programming and prior to programming. When you click on start course, there are 2 units in this case. And it also shows the badges that you will be earning. When you click, let's click explore and see. So these are the pathways in it. I have completed one. So this is how it basically looks. There are videos and there are materials that you can go through, and actually it's hands-on. So there will also be code labs where you can actually run the code and see. So I'll show you the first one. This is how it looks. There'll be videos that you can watch, and we can write the program in code labs. And as and when you complete your tracks, there are badges that are added to your profile to give you motivation to do better. The prior to programming experience track, once you finish everything, apart from the badges, you will also be getting a certificate of completion. But this is only for the prior to programming track, not the new programming track, because the pathways are not uploaded yet. And as of now, there is no certification for that, but you will definitely gain badges. But for prior to programming track, apart from the badges, you will also be getting certificate of completion. So any doubts up till here? You can write it in the chat box also. This is just an introduction session. I just wanted to show you how the whole study materials that have been given by DSC works and how it looks, where you have to go to take the code labs and everything. We will definitely be having a study jam, wherein which will be conducted shortly. We'll let you know, wherein we can all do it together so that it's useful to everybody. Any doubts, anybody with regarding to any of the tracks or how to go about it? During the Android study jam, so that if it is a seamless process to everybody, we have created our Slack channel and the link is in the chat, so that we can solve technical questions or any kind of questions that you have will be attended there. So it's easier for us and you to communicate. So do join our Slack channel so that we can all learn together. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Kanchan.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
Kanchan.
Kanchan.
Okay, so I will be talking about the volunteers for this Android study jam. For this upcoming study jams, we will be needing event volunteers. This time, they can be from UMIT or even outsiders. The task is pretty easy, just to bring more participants in, complete the tracks, and help in guiding others as well. You may be interested in knowing the perks associated with. You will get event volunteering certificate, of course. You will also be featured on the community website, and you may also get exciting swag subject to your performance. So, uh, if you are interested in volunteering, do contact us. The forms for volunteering are up there on the chat. You can fill those forms.
So if there are no doubts, then we can conclude. For further updates, kindly stay tuned with us on the Slack channel. If you have faced any difficulties, do let us know. We will be organizing the first study jam very soon. So stay tuned, guys. And thank you for attending the event.